Happy Friday, everyone. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Fredericksburg, Texas, in the beautiful Texas Hill Country. Welcome to Feel Good Friday Live with Pamela, where I will teach you 2 quick and easy fun fold cards using the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper along with the Peaceful Season and Peaceful Evergreens bundles. I have some coordinating colors here I've been using all week long. They've made me so happy for the season. It's not even winter here yet in the Texas Hill Country, but I'm feeling very festive for some reason because of this color combination. The blues and the greens, the winter feel. So I don't know what it is, but the red and the greens, yeah, this year I'm really enjoying, or at least this week, I'm really enjoying these blues and greens. I have created all week long with this collection of products. I've also used the Golden Greenery bundle along with the Greetings of the Season bundle. I believe all of these bundles are still available, and they were part of our, I think they were the July online exclusive release. I may have that wrong, but I think that's right. I think I've been creating some with these all the way back since July. So this week I have created this 12 by 12 scrapbook spread. Absolutely loved how this one turned out. Good morning, Debbie. Yeah, I'm just loving these colors. I didn't even know this paper was in the annual catalog until they put all the annual catalog DSP paper on special a month or two ago. And they gave us a PDF that had all the Designer Series paper on it. And I was like, okay, I don't remember ever seeing that one. So I ordered it since it was on special. And just finally, I'm getting around to playing with it. So this was the 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page that I made on Wednesday, showing how to do this smushing technique over here, just with ink and a little bit of water, and I used a little Ziploc bag to just smush my ink over here. So go back and watch the story and sketch from this week if you want to see how to do that. I actually created several really neat patterns that were even different than that one that came out. These were what I ended up creating with a couple of different techniques. So check that out from Wednesday. Today we're doing 2 fun fold cards, and might have seen a sneak peek of each one of these during the week. One of them I created this past Monday night for my uplines team meeting. I did the mystery project for the team. So I'm using those same dimensions for my fun fold, but the different papers. So I'll show you the one I made for Monday night after we create today's. And then the second card I created during, I think it was Tuesday night's Creative Connections exclusive stamp night that I earned for participating and doing some trainings through the Stampin' Up demonstrator Facebook group. You have to do like 4 of them a quarter, and then say that you watched the video and you did the little call to action that they recommended and fill out the little survey that they give you. And when you do that 4 times in a quarter, then you're invited to a special stamp night. Good morning, Kim. And that was super fun. And there was a mystery stamping project that night, which I love. If you've been around here since I transitioned over from close to my heart to Stampin' Up, then you know how much I've fallen in love with mystery stamping. And what mystery stamping is when they just give you a list of cutting dimensions. That's all you get. They'll tell you to cut your cardstock to this size and your designer series paper to a certain size. Grab a bundle and maybe a sentiment, maybe die cut a few things, have your embellishments. So kind of you have everything prepared like this, and then they show you how to put the cards together. So that's kind of what I do for you every Friday during Feel Good Friday. So, but everyone makes the same project, but they're using different products because nobody knows. You just use what you have on hand, and you don't know what the presenter is going to be using. So it's fun once everybody starts sharing their projects to see everything, all the different patterns and pattern papers and stamp sets they used and what direction they went in. So lots and lots of fun. I really feel like the mystery stamping projects have helped me with my creativity as well. So it's kind of challenging, and if you don't know me very well, then you know now that I love challenges. I love to be stretched and kind of pushed out of my comfort zone. It's one of those love-hate relationship things, you know. Okay, so let's get busy. I've got my pretty much all the same products I've been using all week long. I don't even know where that piece came from. I've got a pile of stuff over here. But I've been using the striped trim, the iridescent striped trim. I think it's out of stock right now, but I had a whole new roll, and I have just a tiny bit left on here. I might have enough for what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. That's all I have left on that one. But I'll put that right over here, and I think I'm going to have to open the other roll for what I'm going to do. And then I am using up apparently my Riverside Irregular Pearls from the Utterly Adorable Suite collection that I did a couple of weeks back. These were really pretty. The iridescent is what I went with for this collection of products. And then we've got the Peaceful Evergreens, Peaceful Season. I have everything pre-cut already. We'll just have to do a little bit of stamping. So this is going to be kind of a short and sweet Fun Fold Friday or Feel Good Friday. And I had actually turned on some Christmas music while I was prepping for this. And as I was doing it, I was like, you know what this feels? It's Feel Good Friday. And I need a little bit of Michael Bublé in my life right now. So I turned on his 10th anniversary Christmas album on my Apple Music and was having fun with that. And then that reminded me about the Feeling Good song that he has. So that's going around in my head as well. And I just realized I don't even have my AirPods in, but I'm not going to worry about it today. They're actually sitting right here, but I do have to get up and fix my chair because it just keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower. All right, so these are the pieces to the two fun folds we're going to do. This is the little bit more complicated one, so we're going to set it aside and do it last. And then this is the one that we did on Tuesday at that stamp night with corporate. Sarah was even on there, our CEO. That was so cool to have her. She shared some new products that are coming on December 3rd, I think. There's a cool perpetual calendar kit that's going live on December 3rd. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for joining me. Ooh, got a soggy Montana. I don't know about, we turned on the football game last night. I think it was up in Pittsburgh. I was just looking at my phone and listening to Jeff talk to his dad, and I think that's where he said it, they were playing, but I'm not 100% sure about there. But it was like a blizzard at the game last night. And we're waking up to like 35 degrees, which is not unusual, I guess, for this time of year, but it's going to get up to like over 70, I think, today. All right, so let's get busy. I meant to pull up the measurements for this scoring. I got all that pre-cut. I'm going to set it up here for a minute. So this is a piece. This is one of the pieces that I used on my this page. You can see it in the background here just a little bit. And look how pretty that is. Okay, so this is a 5.5 by 12-inch piece. So this is a great card if you have a lot of pattern paper, DSP, whatever you have on hand, and maybe it has scenes on it. It has a really cool design on it. This is a great fun fold card to use up that paper with. So I'm still kind of shocked at how much paper Stampin' Up puts in their designer series packs, because with Close to My Heart, I was only used to making like, while I'm talking, I'm also pulling something up, seeing if I can get the dimensions. Anyhow, we had, I think, just 6 sheets in our paper packets, and they have 12 sheets. So like double the paper. The only time we would have 12 sheets is if we had some monthly special going on, like National Scrapbook Month or Paper Crafting Month, Stamping Month. Stamping Month for us was in September, I believe, and then in January for a while we did Paper Crafting Month, and then in May, of course, that's National Scrapbooking Day and month. All right, so let me look real quick here. I don't know if I can find I was going to see if I could find Tonight's the Night. There it is. Okay. All right, so I have the measurements. So I've got my trimmer here. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm waiting on my product credit from Stampin' Up for being an artisan for 2025. They're going to give me a sweet, nice product credit that I can use to get some more of the Stampin' Up tools. I mean, I can use it for anything I want, but I'm going to use most of it for tools like new blocks, because this is the only block that I have that's Stampin' Up. My upline sent it to me. She had this engraved in it, my name, my promotion to silver, along with her Stampin' Up team name right here. And all my other blocks are still close to my heart, so that's what I've been using primarily. And then I have this Close to My Heart paper trimmer, which they came out after they announced their closing. I guess they were going to announce it or do it at in our annual catalogs, but they went ahead and released it for us. And it's exactly like Stampin' Up's, it's just a different color, but I am going to be ordering the Stampin' Up version so that I have everything logoed with Stampin' Up. And then of course I'm getting lots of new ink pads and stamping blends, and I already have my shopping cart loaded with it. I'm just waiting for that product credit to hit. I'm so excited, I can't wait. And I got a shipping notice on the January through April 25 products, along with the online exclusives that I ordered on Tuesday, I think it was. So and then I'm still gonna be getting a full box of stuff from Stampin' Up for being an artisan for our projects that we're gonna be doing for January and February. And they're gonna throw in a lot of extra basic supplies. Y'all are gonna see a bunch of unboxings here pretty soon. So, all right, so let's get busy with our card. You kind of have to decide which way you want your pattern to go. And I think I'm going to, this is going to be the base right here. So let me look here real quick. I got to figure out which way I need to score. So I think I'm going to flip it around this way, even though, because this is going to be the last score right here to make my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's start over here. Again, this is a 5 1/2 by 12-inch piece, and we're going to score at 1 3/4. Make sure we're not cutting. This is the cutting blade. This is the scoring blade. So 1 3/4. You don't want to do it too hard on the DSP or you'll tear your paper, but still go over it a little bit. Okay, good morning, Flo. Thanks for joining me. And then we have 4 3/4. So move all the way over there, score, and 7 3/4. And that's where that will give us that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch base. All right, and then you, after you score, turn it 180 degrees. I think that's right. Okay, so I think that's all I have left to do on that. And then let's set that aside for a minute. We'll come back and fold it all up. But let's get these pieces prepped because this card is going to go together like super quick. I'm going to try to just use my block right here. All right, first thing we're going to do is let's get out. So this is the Peaceful Evergreens. If you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, they have cling stamp sets and photopolymer stamp sets. So still using the rubber, but they actually cling, sorry about that, cling to your acrylic blocks. And I don't know why I'm being a little anal. I'm going to get it centered on there. All right, so I've got all of that. I'm just going to come back to the big screen so I can see what I'm doing. And I am also going to grab, so I have my, and I'm even getting the chamois eventually with, I have a mini one here that my upline embossed for me, but I hate to use it. I guess I could use the back side of it. And, but I think it's supposed to be a bigger one, the actual one from Stampin' Up that'll fit into a CD case. So I think that's how it works. We'll see. Anybody familiar with that? So I'm going to order some CD cases along with the chamois. So I'll be all set here pretty quick. Okay, so I'm going to use some Night of Navy. Night of Navy is, oops, I just made a mess there. Night of Navy is not actually even in this DSP, supposedly, but I found that that's the color I like best with this. They had Misty Moonlight and Blueberry Bushel, I think is the color. I don't have that color yet, but I'm going to move this over to here. I just need to stamp on here. And I'm going to show you, you can grab some scrap paper, but I was playing it last night with my paper pumpkin that came in. Okay, so ink that up in Night of Navy, and I'm going to stamp off on my silicone mat here. Now the only thing about that is that I'm going to have to clean it now. So if you have some scratch paper, but then you might get a lighter version. If you stamp off on paper, it's going to take off a little bit more ink. But I kind of like that right there. It's pretty cool. And then I can just take my chamois. I'm going to move that just for a second. And you can just wipe that right off your silicone mat. This is the coolest little tool right here for stamping too. Kind of gives you some cushion. Yay, thanks, Kim. It does fit in the stamp case. I thought so. And I've seen where they even decorate up the stamp case. So I'm excited to do that as well. All right, let me make sure that's kind of dry before I lay my piece back on there because I need to stamp one more thing. And I guess I will grab one of my close to my heart blocks. And peace and joy. So let's do that. This whole week, this has really, brought me, I think, some peace and joy creating with this collection of products. So now I'm going to, first I'm going to look. I'm pretty sure I didn't put on my focus today. And I'm hearing till the end of this event. We'll see what it does. Okay, so peace and joy, full strength. I'm going to put it up a little bit higher to make sure you can see it. Right up in there. Look how cute and pretty that is. So simple. And I do need one more. I'm going to do this because this is for the inside. And we're going to do hoping this season is bright and beautiful. So these are the photopolymer stamps. They're your clear stamps. And if they ever get unsticky or anything, like I will just come over here on my chamois and kind of wipe it off. But you can wash them with a little bit of gentle soap and water, like Dawn or something. Just wash them, get them clean, set them aside, let them dry, and they are sticky again. So yes, sometimes you do have to clean front and backs of your photopolymer stamps just to keep them usable, because the oils on your fingers will, get on the stamps as you pick them up and so forth. So just keep them nice and clean. Take them over to, make sure you have, if you use a big sink or whatever kind of sink, I will put the plug in and put a little water. You could put a little dish soap in there and wash them. Maybe get a strainer and pull them all out. Shake the water out and then lay them out on a towel, something like that. You can put it down low, high. I'm going to put it up a little bit higher this time because then I can just put the name up here and write a little message and love, Pamela, something like that. And this is just super simple, sharp, and clean looking. All right, and I'll just put this back. I think I put the other one back. So you could use any of these. There's lots of great messages in this Peaceful Season stamp set for the outside of your card and then also for the inside. And then I will go ahead and clean this up too, just so I'm being good. And stick that back down in there. I like to keep I've learned that I like to keep the rubber piece. You can remove this piece right here if you wanted to and throw it away and just have them laying out there like that. But I kind of like sticking them right back down there inside where they go. And all we need to do now is get some adhesive. Since I'm doing cards, I'm going to use my green glue that I've put inside. So this is the Tombow Multi-Mono Liquid Glue, and I just put it inside this little precision tip, and I'm going to get it started, and there we go. And it just takes a little bit of glue, just see it like that. And I'm layering it onto Night of Navy. This piece was, I couldn't find my little, I was looking, see if it's hiding somewhere. I had a little 6-inch ruler and I've misplaced it already. So this is the white, basic white is 3 by 4 3/4, and then the Night of Navy is 3.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then these circles with the stitching were from my very favorite Stylish Shapes dies. These are the best. Y'all have got to get those if you don't have them. There's so many cool things that I've done with those. Those are my go-to because they're just kind of basic and they look really nice with just about everything. I think I used about the 2 1/8 inch circle, it looks like, with the 2 1/2 inch circle, if you were wondering. And then we're going to just put this, we're going to center this piece right on that Night of the Navy circle. All right, so I think we're ready to assemble. Gonna grab some dimensionals, and I'm gonna need my, pretty sure I'm gonna have to, whoops, I'm just gonna go ahead and open this one because I already know I'm gonna wrap it around and tie a bow, so I kind of already know that this is not going to be enough, so I'll save that for another project. I might have that handy. All right, so remember, I don't know if you can see the score lines, you can maybe like that, and I scored it this way. Let me look up the measurements, I'll tell you one more time. It was in my email, I think. Whoops, okay, there we go. 4 3/4 right here, not 4, I'm sorry, 1 3/4 right here, and then this one was 4 3/4, and then there was another score line right here at 7 3/4. So I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but, and then I took it and turned it around 180 degrees, and we can fold this one first because this is like our card base, and then just make sure you burnish it good with your bone folder, and then we're going to go back this way. And this is where the beautiful paper becomes revealed some. And then this piece comes this way. Okay, and just kind of make sure you've got it lined up. And then you end up with a card that opens like this. Okay, it's kind of like a W. All right, and then this piece, you can put it wherever you want over here. It's not, I did it out this way so that you could see a little bit more of that. So I'm gonna just layer this piece onto there. And I think hopefully I'm getting this covered up. We'll see. I may position my circle in a little different place. All right, so it just goes on the back there, so you can see a little bit of this on the back side. And then from here, I'm going to add my ribbon, my bow, and I decided just to do it like right here. And I need it long enough to do a bow. So I kind of just going to give me plenty to work with. Make sure it's up underneath there. And I want it up high. I was looking, so that message is covered up, so I don't have to worry too much about it. So I'm gonna go right up here and do a bow. Right about there. I think I'm gonna just tie a little knot here to make it easier. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna make sure it's tight enough, but not too tight, because this is just the DSP paper. So I'm putting my finger right there. I'm gonna pull that knot tight. I think that's gonna work. Just like that. And then I can do my bow. And I want it not super huge. I think it's all personal preference about how big your bows are, how tiny they are, and so forth. And then we're just gonna trim off a little bit on each side. I'm gonna get new paper snips too. These are still close to my heart. I ordered an extra one or two, I think, when they decided to shut down. All right, so this can easily slip off, so just, I'm gonna center it right about there. You could, I think I will, put like a glue dot underneath just to kind of keep it in place, like right beside where you want it. And then there we go. And that's just gonna keep it from moving around. And I was like, where did that piece go? Then this one, I want to adhere. I don't even need to use any adhesive right here. I'm gonna position this so that it kind of holds that closed. So I'm just putting some dimensionals like around, maybe 4, about like that. And we'll just pull those off. I did see a cool idea I need to try, and I need to get her name. I don't even remember what it is, but she does all those secret tips. And she talked about putting packing tape over top of here with a little lip, and that way when you lift it up, it actually pulls those little pieces off with it. It's like, I might have to try that. Okay, you can kind of decide if you want to go up a little higher, a little in the center, and I think I'll just stay in the center right here. And when I put it down, am I pretty centered? I think so. Straight. Then it keeps that closed for you right there. Okay, and then here is our finished, well, it's almost finished. I need to put a couple of embellishments, which are where? It's like, what did I do with them? Hello? Oh, they're hiding underneath here. I really want to, those are kind of Lost Lagoon color, so I guess we're just going to stick with, I'm going to look at my other card and see. I guess I could use either or. I'm only going to use like 2, so I guess I'll do these pearls. I actually do have another package of these somewhere, I think. These are from the Utterly Adorable. All right, I'm gonna lay that there and clean up my mess over here real quick of those little tabs. There is our first card. Look how simple that is. And it can sit on a desk. So use up that designer series paper you have. Oh, and look at the back. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. Okay, that's a fun card. So there's the one that I created. It's pretty much just the same. I did put the position, the sentiment a little bit different on both the inside, so you can see the different pattern you get. This one had a lot more on it, but that was, I think, from one sheet, pretty much. All right, so there's those. Now let's do our little bit more complicated, not too difficult. This is a gift card holder. And we are going to, let's see here. This one is a super simple gift card holder. I love this. So let's do our scoring real quick. We just have 2 score lines on this one. So this is a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece. And we're going to score at 4 1/4. Score. And then, so you've got your standard size card here. You can choose whatever side you want to score at. I'm going to double check my measurements. I think it's 1 1/4. Okay, we're going to score at 1 1/4. And you can go a little bit, push a little bit harder. I'm going to do this one since I'm doing cardstock. I'm going to do it one more time. Give it, you can press down a little bit more because it's cardstock. And you don't really have to worry about it. So there, you can see it a little bit better this time. Kind of on both sides. There we go. And then you want to turn it this way. So that score line, the 1 1/4 inches over here. And so first we'll score this way. So that's your standard size card. So if you need a super simple, quick card that you want to throw in a gift card in, this is the way, this is the one I would recommend. So score, fold that one inside, burnish it really good, and you can see that's what you're going to end up with, like right here. And we are going to, let's take some tear and tape because it's not as messy. You can use your liquid glue, but I'm just going to do about 1 inch, 1 1/4, about 1 inch right there at the top and the bottom. That's all the glue you have to put on this area. I've really loved this tear and tape. And then using my take your pick tool, I finally learned what the name of it was after 6 months. All right, and so now we can just fold that over and press that down, and you have a little pocket here. I had a gift card somewhere, but anyways, I'll just use a card here I have on. And just stick it down in here like that. Okay? So let's decorate this up now. We've got all these cute little pieces, so this was a little bit more intricate, but still pretty simple. So first we'll put this on the inside. This is a 4 by 5 1/4. I gotta figure out, I can't remember if I put a sentiment inside here or not. We'll look and see in a minute. All right, so just lay that down. I have a piece here for the inside as well. That is 1 1/2 by 4. And we're gonna go ahead and put it here. If you wanted to dress this up a little bit more, you could sponge the edges of your paper. Maybe with some Night of Navy. All right, and then here, let me look and see on this one if I did stamp a sentiment. So we'll do our stamping here in just a minute. Then we can build the front of this up. And let me look at the back here. I think this time I'm just gonna put the whole piece there. I'll show you what I did on my other card in a minute. So we only need adhesive right here. So I'm gonna go directly on the card base. Try not to get any further because we do have a little border around these 3 sides. And then I'm gonna line it up with this one over here and then just press it down. And that builds up our card front. Okay, so now there's the card front, there's the inside. Okay, and then we have this piece right here. This is 1 by 5 1/4. This was 4 by 5 1/4. open up our card, and we can put this in right here on this little tab, just to decorate it up a little bit, or a little pocket, I guess is what it is. You can choose whatever direction you want your paper to go. If that is directional, you want to be aware of that. So there's the back side of that pretty paper, which coordinates nicely. All right, now we just need to decorate up the front. I think I forgot a piece. I forgot to cut a piece. So I need a piece of, almost had everything prepared. I need a piece of Night of Navy. There we go. This is 3x4. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that'll give us a nice little border, mat, whatever you want to call it, right here. So this was some of the paper that I used on my scrapbook page on Monday. Both sides, I used that side and this side. And I decided instead of doing stamping, I would just use this pattern paper. And I'll show you, I'll tell you what I did on my card from Monday night's meeting, the mystery stamping project. All right, so now this can just layer on top of here. I'm not doing any dimensionals yet, but I will be. So just center that on your card front. I did do card making, not a lot, but we had card making kits, and we had a card making subscription with Close to My Heart. So I actually have lots of cards that I've made over the years. I've given some away, sent some, but I still have a lot in a tote. And I just didn't do fun fold cards. I just did plain cards, and they were still pretty and fun. But that was just one way I could use up some of my product. You know, I'd challenge myself to use as much of a kit as I could. So, okay, here I'm going to adhere these tree branches. This is from that Peaceful Evergreens. So these are the stamps that are included. You saw me use this one, but on here I'm just using these pieces right here. I cut one of each size out of the Night of Navy, and I just thought, oh, this would be so striking, super pretty. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive kind of down the stem of it, and then I'm going to put the big one right in the center. Hold that down for a second. And then the next size. So again, there's 3 different sizes. And I'm going to do it right about here. And then the smallest one, just overlapping these. I'll do it about right there. Okay. I'm going to hold it down for a second, make sure they're adhered. Okay, so we've got that look going. Thought that was kind of cool. And we need to do, let's do our stamping real quick, because I need to stamp this and on the inside, and then we can finish up the rest of this. I have a little bit of adhesive or something right there in the center, maybe from my Post-it tape. All right, so I'm gonna do, excuse me, the Season of Wonder and Happiness, which is right here, I believe. And then on the inside, I'm going to do wishing you all the things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. I think it's this one, yep. And it needs to get a little bit of cleaning, I think, on that other side. I'm gonna do that one with this too. I'm gonna show y'all how to make the bow that comes in the dies. I think it's not that one, it's this one. So this little bow right here. I made some for my Season of Elegance scrapbook workshop and did it totally different than what I showed, what Stampin' Up showed this week on their Facebook page. I shared that onto my Facebook page, and I'm going to show you how they did it. So I was like, oh, I didn't think to do it that way. All right, so let's see. I want just, let me look and see what color I think I want. I think for a little bit more pop, I think I'm going to do it in the garden green. Since we see a lot of garden green around there, you could do it with either or, especially if you just are limited on colors. So I think that'll be pretty. Can't even hardly tell in this lighting. And then I made a mess. Then I need that other stamp, so we'll just clean this and put it away. And I'll just keep using the same block. Then we have the sentiment for the inside. There's still a little bit of, set that over here. We'll open this up. And I still have not learned, I don't have to press so hard. With Close to My Heart, our pads were made of linen, and so you had to press on them a little bit harder. And you don't have to do that with the Stampin' Up ink pads. They're nice and juicy and soft. Wishing you all the things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. Awesome, perfect. And then just a little bit more assembly. Okay, I'll do this next, but I figured this fun technique out. So this is part of this set right here. You could stamp it in a color, and then you could stamp this or cut this piece out in white or a lighter color and do your stamping on there. But I challenged myself. What I ended up doing, I wanted these little banner things coming out of right here. So I just cut this in half. And then, let me push that up out of the way. I'm going to put, I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put a little glue right there and a little glue over here. And then I can feed this through right here from the back. And when I get it positioned how I want, when I get it positioned how I want it, let me get it through there again. I can just press down right back here, okay? Do the same thing, and it gives you that little banner that's sticking out. Now this is probably going to go over outside of the card. You could do it this way. No, you really do have to do it this way. And then I'm going to get it the same position. And if you drop it, you got to start over again. Try that again. I think I might, well, I guess that's fine. Okay, so then you have this piece right here, okay? So you might have to get a little bit bigger envelope, but whatever. Or this is going to be a card that you give to someone in person. You may not even have, maybe you just tuck it inside a gift bag. You don't have to have an envelope necessarily. And I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals just like that. And I need like a little tray over here that I can just put these little pieces. And then we're just going to overlap that a little bit. I'll do it like right there. Just centered. Okay, so you can see how it goes over a little bit. You might could push them in a little bit more if you did want to put them into an envelope. All right, so let me show you. I cut these pieces out of the pattern paper, so that's one side. I'm gonna do this on the outside. This is how Stampin' Up showed to put these pieces together. So you're gonna put a little bit of glue right here and go this way. Gotta kind of hold it. Once you get it lined up, gotta hold it for a second. I used glue dots, and I did not do it even this way, actually. Okay, we're gonna set that aside for just a second. And then I'm trying to remember, I think that goes on the back, and then you got your little square to go on the front. I just gotta make sure that this is pretty tight. And then you're going to, they showed taking your bone folder and kind of curling it like this. Okay, so it looks like that. And then you can glue, so I've got the little round ends here. You just line those up. Bring one over. And see, this takes a little bit longer. The glue dots worked really fast. So, but we'll just do it like they showed. I'm gonna hold that there for a second. And then put a little bit more glue. See, it doesn't want to hold. I'll have to, once I get them lined up, I'll hold it all together right here. Okay, so I'm gonna look at messages. We got Laura. Lisa, you could use the clear envelopes instead of the regular ones. Yes, I do that a lot. I actually have some sitting over here because I have some customer thank you cards to send out. And I like to send most of my cards out now with the clear envelopes. Just remember, if you're using clear envelopes, I think Stampin' Up might have some, but I have ordered them in the past from a company called clearbags.com. All right, so I think that hopefully that's good. See, it's like that. And then I'm gonna glue this. I guess I'll just pick the front or the back, whichever. I'm gonna put some glue right here. And then I'm gonna put it to the back right here. Can't remember if that's how they did it, but I think it looks best, oops, kind of in the back. Again, I'm gonna have to sit here, and this is much more messier than just using glue dots. So I would probably continue to use the glue dots. If you've purchased my Season of Elegance scrapbooking workshop, you can see the videos that I created on how I did that. And it's still available if you're interested. I'd be happy to share the link. All I'm offering right now is just the PDF file with the Cricut design space file and the link to the videos for the 3 2-page layouts that I created with that sweet collection. So it was red, greens, and Lost Lagoon, so a blue. I need to straighten that up a little bit, but then it just goes right in there. Let's hold that down for a second. If you had some tweezers, the self-closing tweezers, which I think I have some Cricut ones. Okay, I think that's pretty good, and I was just going to put it right down here, but I don't know. That's where I put the other one, but it's going off the page too. So maybe I should put it up here on the tree. I think that's what I'll do this time. All right. And then I can just use a mini foam dot. Let's do that. And we'll just put it right here in the back. And hopefully this will stay it's all glued together enough and dry enough that it'll all stay together. So I think this one I will. I'll just center it right up here on my tree. I think that'll be okay. And we'll add a couple of, we'll go down here and use some of these a little bit more, I'll put like right there. These are more of the gray tone, I think. Yeah. All right, everyone. Those are you. Debbie's the only one that's close to me, I think. And that's watching right now. But we have kittens that we need to get rid of. And Debbie, I'm just telling you, Tommy already said that he would take 2 of them to put out in the barn. And we might actually have 2 that would do pretty well out there. So I may be talking to him this weekend at church. So Debbie's son, Tommy, is our pastor at church. And they have a barn with goats and I don't know what else. All right, so there we have our second fun fold card. Super simple. You can go more crazy with your embellishments if you want, but look how cute that is. And then you can just put your little gift card right inside there. So we've got, let me pull out, there's the one I made today. This is the one I made on Monday night for our team meeting. Very similar, just did a few things a little bit different. That's what I was going to show you. I just took that 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. I cut a 1 inch strip off and then flipped it over to show the back. And I did do a little bit of sponging on this one, but everything else is pretty much the same. So there was that one. And then our first card, I did almost identical right there. All right, so I sure do appreciate y'all joining me today. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing, following, fainting. You have fainting goats? I'm gonna have to come bring some kittens and check out the fainting goats. They crack me up. Oh goodness. I bet y'all have fun with them. All right, so I better wrap it up. Thank y'all so much again for joining me. And don't forget that when you place an order of $40 or more with me this week, I'll send you the PDF tutorial for the 2 cards, the 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page I made this week, along with the 12 by 12. So these are all the projects that I did this week using the Winter Meadow collection. So you'll get the PDF that includes the materials list along with the cutting dimensions, and then a link to these videos that I did this week so you can recreate what I created. You could also use whatever products you have on hand, but you'll have to spend $40 to get that through my website using the link provided in the description. Or you can also, if you spend $50 or more, I'll pre-cut all this paper for you for the layout, the scrapbook page, and 2 cards. And then you'll still need the stamp set, the bundles, and so forth to recreate what I did. But you can buy whatever you want. So don't forget that. That's going to be my weekly special for a while, and see how that goes. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Next week here in the States is Thanksgiving, so next Thursday will be Thanksgiving. And I do plan on going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm going to throw that in there. I'm planning on keeping Thanksgiving super simple this year. So if you're around, join me. Thank you, Debbie, Kim, and was it Laura was here, and Lisa, Flo. I don't know if everyone's still here or not, but y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday for Make It Monday Live, where I'm going to be using a kit for the whole week called the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit. And I'm going to create scrapbook pages and layouts and cards throughout the week using that collection of products. So we're going to have some fun. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving if I don't see or hear from y'all again until the following week, because times are busy right now with the holidays. Bye.